Low energy, unfocused, foggy? You might be dehydrated. Whether it's hot yoga, over 100-degree weather, or too much sun. Gatorlight, with a specialized blend of 5 electrolytes, was scientifically designed to help move fluids into the body faster for rapid rehydration. Shop now at retailers nationwide. Gatorlight hydrates faster than water. Is it in you? Symptoms noted are signs of mild to moderate dehydration. Consult a healthcare professional if symptoms persist.
Coach Unplugged is brought to you by great people over at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. Here is your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, happy Thursday, episode 555. We're going to talk about competitive edge and keeping balance today. Make sure you go over and check out the people at teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better, and the great people over at Dr. Dish. I'll mention Coach Unplugged or High School Hoops. They'll give you $350 off. And I'd love you if you go and subscribe and like too. But all right, let's head off to the podcast. Relatively limited podcast today. I apologize for my voice. It's a combination of yelling at officials and a cold, which are never this time of year a good mix. So just a couple things that I thought I could talk about. First of all, being an older coach, someone that's coached for 30 years, I think I think expectations, something that I've thought about, I've been pretty effective in my entire career. We're lucky we're off to a 5-0 start. We'll see how after this next week, it will be a very difficult week for us with two of the top teams in our state. But we've been pretty successful the last 20 years. And, I've thought about why we have been able to keep that longevity, and, why are coaches that are effective maybe early in their career not as effective later in their career. And I can see myself, it's I think you lose your willingness to take the stress and willingness to fight the battles that you have to fight. Being on time, working hard at practice, your energy or willingness to make that emotional commitment to motivate the players gets harder. And I've noticed myself with that. I also think we are coaching a different kid than we were 20 or 30 years ago. But I think I've got really great assistant coaches. I've got really great people in my program that have helped rejuvenate that willingness to hold the standards the same as they were 20 years ago. What I'm looking for is that they are there, and that they're intense, that my expectations are the same that they would be for a kid that came through our program in 2004. And if you do that, I think you can be as successful in the beginning of your career as the end of your career. I think that's one thing that's kind of, on my weekly meditation walks I've been thinking about. And I think another thing is the balancing act that we all go through every day, between intensity and fun. You have to bring your own personality to practice. And someone came to my practice, they would obviously see my personality and my hyperness and attention to hopefully detail. But if you want to be effective as a coach, I think you have to take upon your own personality. You can't, there's only one Coach K, there's only one Coach Knight. You have to be yourself. There's only one Coach Stevens. And I think what we as coaches deal with every day is the balancing act between lots of things, between family and coaching and all that kind of stuff, which would be a whole different podcast. But the balancing acts between competitive, intense practice and lighthearted practices. I think you can do both. I really do. I think you can laugh with them and you can expect them to play at the highest level possible. And I think you can do that by making practices unbelievably competitive, by everything being a competition. You can bring that intensity, and you can also bring the fun and the light. You have to laugh when things happen. The other day at practice, I took a charge. Didn't mean to take a charge, but I was under the basket, and the player went up, shot it. I was there, ended up on my butt, feet up in the air. You got to laugh at those kind of things. So in order to be successful, I think those are the keys that you have to have. It has to be every level of competitiveness and lightheartedness. Competition is something that's woven into the fabric of what we are. So again, I'm sorry this is a short one, but it's my birthday weekend. Go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, go over and leave a 5-star review. If you didn't, turn your iPhone or whatever you're listening to the podcast off. But no, go over and check out teachhoops.com too. If you want to give back a little bit, if you want to join our community, if you want to become a better coach, if you want to find the nuances of this great game, if you want to delve into this brain of 30 plus years of coaching, go over and check it out, and we'll help you through this great journey. Have a great day.